Hello again, boat lovers. Well, unfortunately there's not going to be any boat video this week because Mother Nature decided to send a cyclone through our place on Saturday and pretty much decimate the entire property. After months of clearing and slashing and pruning and planting trees and getting this place looking amazing, within 5 or 10 minutes the whole place looks like an absolute disaster zone. So I'm going to be flat out starting the major tidy up, and apart from that I guess I'll show you some of the damage and some of these beautiful trees that we've lost. Got a beautiful red gum that's fallen over, which would be probably over 100 years old, and it's pretty much devastation everywhere. So I will give you a bit of a tour of the fun. Absolute carnage. Well, here we are again, folks. Another day of attempting to get this stuff tidied up. Probably going to take a month or more. Today I'm just chainsawing and wood chipping. I bought myself a wood chipper, and about $1,500. It was a 5.6 horsepower wood chipper, but it was definitely a boy on a man's job, not nearly big enough. And I was really lucky that the store I bought it from actually took it back, and I went and bought a much larger machine. I think it's about 20 horsepower, and it's doing a great job, exactly what I need. So I'll show you that, I suppose, and we'll get back into the tidy up. So this is my super duper wood chipper. It was only $300 more than the other one, so $1,800, and it's just awesome. It'll take logs about 120 mil. That's about 5 inches in diameter. I'm not putting anything through much bigger than my wrist. Anything that's around about that size or large I can use for firewood anyway. So we'll just continue getting into it. At least today is a beautiful day. It's hard to fathom that only a few days ago we quite literally had a mini cyclone through here that has ripped everything to pieces. And so I'm really grateful nobody was hurt. There's a little bit of damage to the house, but it's fixable. We don't have any shattered glass or anything like that, just a bent window frame, and we need to replace that. But everybody's healthy and we're all okay, other than just a little bit sad about losing such beautiful trees and such devastation to our environment. But we'll have great firewood for next year and the year after, so I'll just get back into it in amongst the sound of chainsaws. I just drove into our local township to get some lunch, and just up our own street there were 3 commercial wood chippers in action. I've got some room at the front of the property where I've asked them if they would like to dump the mulch, which is great for them, so they don't have to go taking it away, you know, miles away, and that's great. So I think I've got about 4 truckloads there, and once we've completed all this cleanup, we'll be mulching everything we can possibly mulch. So I guess that's a plus. I'm using a Dolmar chainsaw that I inherited from my father-in-law. It's quite an old unit, but does a really good job, a good medium-sized chainsaw. So I've got a friend coming over later today, and he's got I think a couple of large Makita chainsaws, so we'll do some of the larger stuff with that. But today I'll just try and get some things cleaned up with this one and make a start. Oh yeah. Crazy as it sounds, a couple of days ago it was freezing and blowing a gale or cyclone, and now it's pretty hot. Sun's come out. It's actually a stunning day. If it wasn't for the devastation, I'd be appreciating it a little bit more. But I think I'll get stuck into this pile here behind me while it's in the shade, and probably take about an hour or so to clean that lot up. and then it might be time for another break. Oh well, back into it. Chipping time. Well, I was about to go and get a drink, but I just see they've dumped another truckload out the front, another truckload of mulch. So I better go and have a look at that. I'll show you what that looks like. I'll put my fancy glasses back on. I look very professional now. And I will, I'll stop puffing. Yeah, so we'll whiz down the front and probably let the boys know that might be about enough now, but we'll see. All right. Come on, Willie, that's the girl. That's just from doing up our side street. So that's how much work these guys have to do. Unbelievable. Wow, look at that. Holy moly. Whoa. Yeah. That is fantastic. Oh yeah. Well, that was a bit of a hoot. Back home for a well-earned drink and break, and then back into it. Apparently, despite the sunshine, it is raining again tomorrow. It's quite crazy here. The street behind me that runs straight up the hill is on one power grid, which comes through into our place. So we've got power. We got our power back Tuesday night, and then behind me, down that road, is a different power grid. They got their power on Wednesday night. Going down the road there, my neighbour there still hasn't got power. So there's 3 different grids. So the neighbour behind me here lost, of course, all his freezer food, which we all did. But he's got a little generator going now, so at least he can run his water pump, because he doesn't have mains water, same as us, we're off grid. But he's running a little generator for to power up his water pump and his hot water, so he can, at least the family can have showers. We have rainwater, so we're off grid there, but we have mains power, and we don't have any generator backup, despite having a lot of solar panels and everything. Probably another year, when we save our pennies, we'll go for the battery backup plus the Jenny. But for now, we're at the mercy of the power grid, which in South Australia is definitely quite fickle, to say the least. It goes out in the heat of summer when everybody puts their air conditioners on, and then if we get a storm in the middle of winter, like a fierce storm, you have to be very lucky not to lose power for, you know, half a day or so. Not the end of the world. I know they've been working on it to try and get the system a lot more stable. So maybe this coming, or after this summer, perhaps, will be a more stable system again. Anyway, as I say, in amongst the chainsaws, the wood chippers, the trucks, the emergency services, and my little Kubota tractor, I am going inside now to have what I think is a well-earned break. I'll see you after that.
Old man keeps working, his body tired and hurting, hands full of history, life remains a mystery. Lights a fire in the evening, sing songs about believing. You can grow a forest from a seedling, you can mend a heart that's bleeding. Another day, another week, another month, another year. More work, more songs, more fires, more tears. And his voice melts like honey in the flames. Old man keeps working,